Alright everyone, so in this video here, this was a unexpected video that I was going to make, and that's because my old one, the battery died, but there was also some internal issues going on with the and this is a lot more, this is a hell of a lot more beefier than the one I was going to get. Now this one for what I want to do is a little overkill, but like I said before, for the price, it was kind of hard to not get this one. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and I'm not going to lie, this thing is actually a little bit on the heavy side. But if you're wondering, about the specs on this, this is a Cyberpower battery backup, 1500 VA 900 watt system, 10 outlets. Has a automatic voltage regulation in it, so this will provide constant clean power, which is part of the reason why I like using this, especially on my desktop computer, because one of the things you have to keep in mind when it comes to electronics is that they are kind of sensitive. They are quite sensitive on the power that comes in from your wall. And the nice thing about these things is that the plugs you plug into this thing, it's always coming out with clean flowing power with no real issues. So I'm gonna try to open this. Not gonna lie, this is quite a bit heavier. This is a hell of a lot heavier than my old one. Come on. Alright. I'm going to throw the box on the side here. Got a USB cable here. Got the plug, and we got this thing here. Oh, jeez, this thing is freaking heavy. Holy crap! Oh. Wow, this thing's heavy. Holy crap! I'm gonna talk about the USB cable in a minute, but you know what? I need to take the battery out, because if I'm going to be showing how the hell this thing works, how the hell you take this battery out. Take the little plastic off. I may do a jump cut. Let's see, important, this UPS is designed with safety features to prevent the UPS from power on during shipment, blah blah blah. Is this thing actually sealed? I thought you can actually take the battery out of this thing. Normally, you have to let's see here. It's on your UPS system. Okay, so it's right here. Oh, it's screwed in. Alright, let's see. Hardware installation. I'm going to do a jump cut. Normally during shipment, they don't really keep the battery connected, unless this is the exception to the rule. But I want to open this up and just double check. Alright, that comes out. And hey, look at that. They are connected. That's strange. Normally they're not connected, but these were. Well, that's good. That's good to know. So, one thing about this though, compared to my old one, actually, you know what? Before I put this up, so these are 12 volt, 9 amperage. These are obviously larger batteries. Basically, the battery in my old one was like half the size of one of these. And this has two of them, which means, you know, just quick math, you know, about 4 times the amount of battery power, or 4 times the battery life in this one compared to the old one, which I'm not saying the one I had before. I mean, I still technically have it, but the battery is shot in it, and I could have just bought another battery, but I may still do that and just end up connecting that to my my TV and Xbox. I don't think it likes that particular one. You don't really need to tighten these screws. They're just there just to hold it in place. And these are obviously not magnetized. But this is a much larger unit. So I'm not going to be able to hide this behind the computer. It's just going to have to sit next to it. So, it's getting warm in here. So, I'm going to go ahead and connect this up in just a minute. But let's take a look at the back here. So, in the back here, these all surge plus the protector, or the battery, and this is just regular surge protectors. Now, these plugs here, anything you plug in here, will also be connected to the batteries, and obviously this side here won't be. It's usually recommended to only connect the things on here that actually matter. So if you're connecting this to a desktop computer, only have your desktop, your computer, and the monitor. Your speakers and everything can go on here, because if the power goes out, who cares about the speaker? You really want this to pretty much be in case power goes out and you have enough time to properly shut down your computer. Those are the ones you want to use the battery for. So in my case, I'm just going to have my monitor and my computer tower plugged in here, and then everything else on the other side. So one nice thing though is this one actually has a display on here, so it'll be able to tell me the battery life, how much load this is having, things like that. And it has two front USB ports on it, you know, so I can charge things with it, which is actually kind of cool. So if the power does go out and I need to charge my phone, I can use this and charge it with the battery in this thing, which is actually really handy. That feature alone is worth the extra cost. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this thing and go from there. Alright, so I have it all connected, and I'm also going to be using the USB port on it to connect it to the computer. And what that does is it's able to communicate with the computer so that in case something does happen, it will tell the computer to essentially automatically just shut down. And that's kind of what I want, but it also gives me a battery icon on my desktop computer now, much like on a laptop, for example. So it'll be able to tell me the capacity and things like that. Now, of course, I'm going to have it set to best performance because this is a desktop computer, and I can also press display here, and if you are, let me see if I can try to focus that in a little bit more. Alright, so the top bar, now I don't know, maybe, you know what, let me change the angle. Alright, so hopefully it should be a little easier to see, but I can press display there, and right now the computer is pretty much just sitting idle, not really doing anything. We got a full charge here, the top row there, that's the load capacity. And even at idle is only sitting at 1 bar. So just out of curiosity, I'm also was also double checking some settings, but let's go ahead. I'm going to start up Fortnite. And while that thing is booting up, you can press the display button to change the different options on there. So if you want to get all nerdy and see all the little stats on here, you're able to see that. So it's only, right now is only about 25% of its load. So it's booting up Fortnite right now. And we're at 2 bars. I also want to see how the stress test works on this thing. I need to change my sound settings, of course. And we're at 3. Ooh. 2 bars, 3 bars. Let's go ahead and just start a match here. And this was part of the reason why I wanted to upgrade it also, or at least use this as an excuse to upgrade it, because the other one I have wasn't really designed for this kind of load I do. I wanted something beefier. The desktop computer is a 750 watt desktop computer plus my LG monitor, which those are the two things that are going into the UPS. I'm in matchmaking, by the way. I may just do a jump cut, but I don't know, we'll see. It's contacting game service. Matchmaking. Probably should have just gone in as solo. Just okay, there it goes. So far, not much has changed. We're still at 2 bars out of 5. It's almost done loading. Not much has changed so far. Alright, so now I'm in the party bus, looking over the map here. Oh, we're at 3 bars now. Back down to 2. So yeah, I think for everything I'm going to be throwing this computer at, or everything at this this thing, I think it's going to do fine. Now I could do one of those synthetic benchmarks, but I'd rather just do something a little more realistic. Oh crap! There's a crap load of people here. Still at 2 bars. We're at 3 bars. Oh my god, I got shot. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Cool. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. Keep in mind, when you do buy a brand new one, at least with this particular sticker on here, you have to let it charge for at least 8 hours to allow it to charge it properly. Because even though it does say it's full, it's going to want it to at least let it be plugged in for at least 8 hours. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I rarely have blackouts in this area where I'm at. But every once in a while, I do get brownouts, especially where I live, especially during the summer. Even though we're pretty much in the fall season now, so we're not really going to get the heavy usage of AC. But it was time for me to get a new one. Time for a little upgrade, and pretty much be set to go. What I might do with the old one is it's not broken anything. Honestly, it's really just a battery. This is my old one here. What I may do is go to the store, buy a new battery, stick it in here, and then connect this to my my 4K TV, Xbox, surround sound, all that stuff. Just so it has something for it to protect with. But anyway, I'll end it here. Like always, have a good one. Leave those comments down below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And like always, have a good one. Okay, I wanted to add something to the end of this video, and that is the actual Cyberpower software. I went ahead and installed it, and this is what it is. Now, the whole point of this is that it will give me a more detailed information on what's going on. So it'll tell me the UPS load, which is at 171 watts right now. The remaining runtime is at 48 minutes, 45 minutes. Battery status fully charged. Capacity of the battery is at 100%. Power conditions normal, blah, blah, blah. But some other things you can do on here. So if you go to the settings on here, you can actually do a self-test just to make sure the unit is working properly. And did I hit my tripod? Anyway, so you can initiate a self-test. So if I press it, I'm hearing something. Yep, there it goes. It's now on that. Yep, and it passed. Now, another thing you can do, if you go to runtime, you can configure to keep the computer running. In my case, when the power goes out, I want it to, if the computer's on, I want it to automatically shut off the computer, and I'm going to give it 5 minutes. Now, my my runtime is going to be about 50 minutes. So, yeah, I can have it set up where it will shut down after about 5 minutes of runtime, but I'm looking at more that if the power goes out, I'm not going to have internet. I don't need the computer. If I need to go on the internet, I have my phone. I'd rather have this more as a power source if there is an extended amount of time without power, so that, again, with the 2 USB ports in the front, I can at least charge my phone up to so that at least I have some kind of communication device if there is, you know, an extended power outage. So that's how I look at it. But yeah, besides that, it'll give you the information on here, firmware version, all that stuff on here. And what's nice about this is that you can, I'm going to have to go in and configure my, what kind of, what's the energy cost per kilowatts, and put that in there, just so I can get an idea on, you know, how much it's actually costing me to actually use how I normally do versus, say, leaving the computer on 24/7. So, but yeah, it'll give me some good information on here too. So yeah, I just want to show you this Cyberlink Power Panel Personal. I'm sure they have like business versions and, you know, for other usage, but this is just for personal use. You know, stuff that would matter for me anyway. So that's pretty much it. Like always, have a good one. Leave those comments down below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and like always, have a good one.